Hello everyone, and welcome back to CountryCast. Billy Ray Cyrus made headlines recently after rumors surfaced that he was engaged to fellow Australian singer-songwriter Firerose. The speculation came months after Billy Ray Cyrus's ex Tish had filed for divorce from the country music star earlier this year in April. According to Us Weekly, the court documents regarding Billy Ray and Tish's divorce cited irreconcilable differences and notated that the two had not cohabitated as man and wife for a continuous period for more than 2 years. So it seems as though Billy Ray and Tish's separation had been going on for some time prior to speculation of Billy Ray and Firerose publicizing their relationship. According to People, Billy Ray and Tish's divorce is now finalized. And in a recent interview with People magazine, Billy Ray Cyrus has now confirmed the rumors to be true and revealed that he and Firerose are engaged. Before we get to what Billy Ray had to say, I want to take a moment and say thank you to all of our subscribers and supporters and ask that the many of you who we see returning but are not yet subscribed to please hit that subscribe button down below, as it will help us out so much. Again, thank you to everyone. Now, getting back to Billy Ray's comments on being engaged to Firerose. As I mentioned earlier, Billy Ray Cyrus revealed the news to People magazine and said that Firerose is the real deal. He also spoke on when he first met the talented singer-songwriter on the set of Hannah Montana 12 years ago. And he said, "I loved doing that show. There's a couple of old pine trees on the lot that look like Tennessee." Tex, Billy Ray, speaking of his dog there, continued and said, "Tex and I would go out there in the middle of the day and he'd take care of his business and we'd stretch, and I'd think how much I missed Tennessee. On that given day, Firerose came out of the front door. There was almost a moment of, recognition. I was like, this girl's a star." Firerose and Billy Ray ended up having a conversation that day where Billy Ray explained, "She told me she had an audition, and I said, well, I'm sure you got the job. I just thought, well, the casting agents, the producers, the writers, they're all on the floor of where we do Hannah Montana. And I actually said to her, don't ever take a strange man up on this offer, but in this case, Tex will testify that you will be totally safe. I'm going to introduce you to a producer, and you can kind of make yourself at home and watch us rehearse, and maybe it might lead to a role or just another contact at Disney." And so off me and her and Tex went back to the studio, and I think she met a lot of the cast and met the producers and writers. And in some ways, in a lot of ways, we became friends. Over time, they remained in touch with one another, Billy Ray added. She plays all of her own instruments and writes her own songs. We began sharing music, and it just evolved. Firerose was also present for the interview where she added, "Billy confided in me a lot of what was going on in his life. I was just the best friend I could possibly be, supporting him." Billy Ray acknowledged the positivity that Firerose brought to him throughout hard times, such as his mother's passing and the pandemic, where he said, "There was sickness and death and hard times. All of a sudden, the life that I've always known as a touring artist didn't exist anymore. A moment of so much change, and at the same time, Firerose, who had been such a light of positivity, such a best friend. And then when we began sharing the music, it just evolved more into as musical soulmates, to soulmates, happy, pure love that to me, I didn't know could exist. Again, we're musicians, first and foremost, both of us, and we found this harmony and this rhythm, this melody to life." People also notated that Firerose moved into Cyrus's farm out in Franklin, Tennessee during the early part of summer, and by August, Billy Ray proposed. Firerose told People, "Billy looked at me and said, do you want to marry me?" And I was just like, "Of course I do. I love you." He said, "I love you. I want to make this official. I want to be with you forever." Billy Ray also touched on the rumors surrounding his relationship with his children and explained that there are no hard feelings, adding everyone knew that relationship was over a long time ago. Everybody's turning the page. It's been a lot, but everyone knew that it was time for a change. Cyrus concluded by saying, "I've spent my life worried about things that are beyond my control, but at this spot in my life, knowing that all you really have is the happiness that you feel inside your mind and your heart. Finding Firerose and getting engaged and then losing my mom. See, the teeter-totter will not stay in the middle. But having somebody to ride it out with now, that's giving me a little more balance." As he said there, Billy Ray is ready to turn the page and looks forward as he and Firerose are now engaged to be married. And if you guys have not already, make sure you go check out their brand new song titled Time, which is out now on all platforms. Guys, thank you for tuning in to CountryCast. That will be all for today's video.